Go.
Hello, my name's Lilian Hedley and I'm a whole cloth quilter from the northeast of England. I'm currently in the Royal Hotel Bridlington, which is a seaside resort on the northeast coast, and here we do patchwork and quilting courses, retreats, and we also offer a long-arm quilting service. But today I'm specially going to show you how to draw feathers. And this is how to draw feathers without any drawing skills, without any plastic templates, the way it's been done in this area for the past 200 years. First of all, we're going to do a Northumberland straight feather. Don't worry too much about being too straight, because you can always draw with a ruler when you're going to do a master copy. Now turn your paper, and the most important piece of equipment is actually an old imperial penny, or you'll need something that size. And we're roughly going to move out two. You can make broad ones, but if you do that, the broader you make them, the harder they are to do when you first start. You can get broader feathers when you've actually turned your paper around. Always do it on the horizontal, and you come again. So roughly two out. Don't worry too much about perfection. The difference between a hand-drawn feather and a feather from a plastic template is there's more movement in the hand-drawn feather. What you then do is you start on the right. If you're left-handed, you just do it the other side. And so we come along and we just put the sides in and round them off. Don't go straight up in a line, because that would be a leaf. Turn it round, and the hand does the same all the time. So we come down and we do the same again. And it's as easy as that. Now then, you never put the top on a feather until you've drawn it, because you don't know what it's going to look like. So we come in a little bit, and we come a little bit this side, and a little bit more. One on here, and then one on the top. And this is where this comes in. We all have one of these. You want to just rub a little bit out of there. And then we're going to come round and that's your straight Northumberland feather. Now then, when you've inked it, this looks like that. It stands out a little bit better. Okay, straight Northumberland. What I'm going to do now is show you a Durham running feather. There's a bit more movement in the Durham running feather, which is why it's best to always start with the straight one. Now leave a gap, because you need to put the end of the feather on there. So come around and just follow it the same way as you did for the other one. The difference being is you're following a curve this time. Just come round and then turn your paper and do the same at the other end. So there. Roughly two out. Again, you don't have to worry about measurements. The best ones are the free-forming ones. You don't want one that looks, every single piece looks identical. That's too plastic template. You see, once upon a time, 200 years ago, they didn't have the plastic templates. And even if they had, they wouldn't have had the money to be able to buy them, because the people who did this were actually miners' wives, farmers' wives, and farmers' hands. So what you do now is you start on the right, and you come up and round. And then get wide. This is going into the bend. This is what gives your feather movement. Your feather should look like it's going to dance off the end of the quilt. And round again, and there we are, one side. Turn it round, and you're going to do the other side. Right round. You don't want short ones. Get shorter as you go, so you have convex and concave. And just keep going. Now, when you put the top on this one, slightly different to the other one, because this one you have to follow the curve, the way the curve's going to go. And you bring it round, and you might have to alter the last one We might add a one yet till we get round and have a look at it. No, we can add one. That's lovely. Take a little bit of the stem out. And the last two. There we are. And that is the Durham running feather. And this is one inked. I've just used a fine liner on it, and that's what it actually looks like when it's like that. I have one more for you, and it's how to do this one, which is a feather ring, feather wreath, feather circle, whatever you want to call it. And all I've done is draw around an ordinary dinner plate. Then I have cut this paper out, and that's what it looks like. To save time, I've folded it. You fold it 4 times, which gives you 8 segments like that. And then we put our penny markers on. Now the penny's not quite big enough to go on the top of here, but it gives me the curve on the top. And then I round it off myself. And then we put the halfpenny on the other side. And it comes down here. And then draw around there. When you're cutting these ones, particularly this one, cut right round the side so that you get a nice shape. And then straight round. And then round the top one as well. There we are. And this gives you your first template, which is not what I'm doing. I'm going to change it to something else. But it actually gives you a very nice daisy effect, which you could use. But for the purposes of what we are going to draw, we're going to go straight through the centre, all the way. And remember, all this was done long before anybody knew such a thing as a patchwork shop was going to come in the future. They used whatever they had available in the house. Now I'm going to go to the right hand side and I'm going to do short, fat pennies. Because if you went straight across in a line, that would actually be a leaf. So short, fat pennies, and just come round like that. Keep going. They seem like endless, but you'll get there eventually. And you can make these any size. If you used a dinner plate, you'd have to use a much smaller coin to get the scale right. Right, now I'm going to go to the other side. So you do the inside on the left, so the outside on the right, unless you're left-handed. The inside, I'm starting here. Now to do this one, I'm starting there. And I'm going to put a nice tail on there to give that, to get the reduction for the inside. And these are the halfpennies, or the halfpence. Keep turning. Nearly there. That's it. What you have is the feather ring. And if you ink it, it just looks like that. That's the only difference to that one. And that, folks, is how you do it the easy way. Thank you for watching.